Beautiful. All right.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this beautiful Wednesday evening to beautiful Unicorn Enterprise Fund here. I'm just your host, co-host, and your MC for tonight. I'm just kidding. My name is Craig Shah. I'm the CEO of the fund. I'm just having some fun here on a beautiful Wednesday. A lot of people that you know me and people those who don't. This is what I look like, Craig Shah. A rough day. We're just going to allow a few more people to come in as they are making their way into the Zoom link here. But how is everyone doing? Hope you guys are all well. I see Yogi Patel is here. Carol, Vidhi Trivedi. Wow, that's really nice. Okay, so we'll allow a few more minutes until everybody settles in. But Umang, are you driving?
Yeah, I'm driving.
Oh, there you are. Hey.
This is one of our GPs. He's the troublemaker. He's the reason we're here. Great experience, Umang. I'm going to talk about you in a little bit, but let's just get to know, where are you calling from? Vidhi Trivedi, where are you tuning in from?
I'm from Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What part of Canada?
Ontario.
Ontario.
Okay,
Sure.
great. And are you a investor? You're a physician? What do you do?
My as such day job is in IT, but heavily invested in real estate.
Very nice. Good to know you. Who invited you, by the way?
I was like browsing through your website this morning, and in the events tab, I saw there is a Zoom meeting this evening. So I thought, let's register and see.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, you're
welcome. Yeah.
And then Yogi Patel. Yogi, where are you tuning from?
Yeah, I'm from Massachusetts. I'm Sachin Maski's patient.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Yogi, how are you?
Right.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Sure.
I remember meeting you, Yogi. We
Yes.
met. Yeah, I remember. So yeah, sorry, there's multiple Yogi Patels, so I wasn't sure which one is which. And then we have let's see, we have Grace Zigabe, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name. Where are you from, and who invited you to this call? If you don't mind unmuting and letting us know. Grace. Well, Grace is muted. We can say hi to Carol Hopkins. Carol, we talked earlier today, didn't we?
No, I don't think we did.
Oh.
No. We talked to Connie today.
Oh, Connie.
But Carol is my friend. Carol and I have known each other for 13 years. So she's been investor in my, and very, very excited to have her here today. Yeah.
Very nice to meet you. I'm sorry I got a little confused with Connie and Carol. I thought it was Carol that we spoke earlier today, Viniji. But welcome, Carol. Absolutely amazing to see you here. And we have Daniel. Dr. Dan, how are you? I think he's good as well. Okay. Hey, Jess, can you monitor this room? Can you check if you're co-host now?
Yes, I'm a co-host now, Greg.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so we're going to get started, Viniji, just to stay in time, and we're recording this. So it should be easy for people to come back and listen to it if they wish to. Keep me in the, is this the right one, Natasha?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It is.
Right? Okay, cool. And I'm just going to do how do I do this? Preview, full view. Oh, view and full screen. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, guys, welcome to Unicorn Hospitality Fund. This is a $100 million Reg, 506C Reg D fund. It's for accredited investors only. And if you are here because someone invited you or you yourself are an investor, welcome. And I would like to, obviously there's a disclaimer here, too long for us to read, but you can always find this on our website. And a copy of this presentation is also available upon request. Company overview and meet the team. I would like to, go over the company's, ethics and moral, background and the pillars of the company. And then I would like to introduce you to the team. There are four main pillars: capital protection, consistent growth, tax efficiency, and glorified portfolio. We'll go into detail with each one of these in the slides coming up, and we'll expand into the strategy that we've built together. Here's the team. My name is Craig Shah. I'm the CEO and co-founder of this fund. My background is I'm a jeweler watchmaker by profession for 27 years in business. Have had multiple exits in several different businesses, learned real estate at early age. Single family homes is what my forte was. Along the period of years, I learned syndication, invested myself, and then the fund came into play. So now I'm a fund, as you call it, manager. Basically, I've learned that to scale businesses, the best way to do is to invest in real estate. If your portfolio has 50% or more in real estate, it's a very stable bet. And that's what I've designed in my own personal career, as well as, for the fund now. To my right is Vinny Chopra. Vinny Ji is a serial entrepreneur. Came here with almost nothing and built $1 billion AUM. He's changed many lives. He's been a mentor to so many people. He just finished a session and came straight here. He's a tremendous addition to the family and a great support with a lot of experience and a very good track record. To his right is Dr. Sachin Maskey, who is also a co-founder and COO of the group, CCO, Chief Compliance Officer. Sachin and I, we had a vision when we started Unicorn Enterprise, and then that turned into something really big with all the other GPs coming together. Sachin is a doctor, a physician based out of Massachusetts, and is a serial entrepreneur himself. Has a couple of his own projects, ground ups in condominiums in Florida, has great experience and brings amazing, knowledge and wisdom to the group in terms of compliance and obviously connections as well. Next is Umang Misri, the one who was driving the car. He doesn't really usually drive a car. He's sitting on his desk, but today it's almost end of the day for him. He's the reason we're all here. He reached out to me initially and said, Craig, we really need to look at hospitality. He has about 11 years of experience. He's a very young, dynamic person, owns his own, investment hotels, has been #1 salesperson in the Wyndham Group for a very long time. He quit his job, W-2 job, to become a GP on this project because the opportunity is tremendous. And Umang is really very strong in terms of investor relationships and also in acquisitions. So he is responsible mainly for bringing the deals to the fund. The next is J&R, Jignesh and Robbins. They're two brothers based out of Boston, Massachusetts also. They have their own fund, which they were buying and selling hotels in, almost 10 years of experience, I believe, and almost 200 million in AUM. They were starting a new fund, but when they heard about Unicorn, they reached out to me and they expressed their interest, and we found them a tremendous fit with great experience in buying, building hotels, renovating and selling them, and bringing great compliance, taxation strategies, and a very, very strong investor base together. So those both brothers, they are in Boston also. And then that brings us to Natasha Dolph. Natasha is our Chief Investor Relationship Officer. She is an incredible asset to the company. She really keeps everybody in check. She prepares all the decks, presentations, customer relations, maintain all the document. So she'll speak a little bit later today, and you'll be very excited and happy to meet her. Further down, our legal team, Marty Tate and Nick McGrew, both are SEC attorneys and both very competent attorneys, and they guide us through the process and keeping us very, very secure and safe and with the guidelines of SEC. Kendra Plummer, she's our financial analyst. Every deal that comes into the fund that has to go through an underwriting process, and Kendra helps us do that. She herself has tremendous experience in hotels, buying and selling and underwriting. So each deal goes through her underwriting, and it comes back to Vinny G and to the group for their approval. Once that committee approves it, it goes to the funding department at the fund level. We put that in the level and make sure that it fits the model. And then we finally write off on it to go for funding. Alex Perney. Alex is a third-party vendor, but he's our preferred vendor. He's a specialist for IRA. And today, a lot of you may be interested in learning more about it. And we will have a segment for him. I do have an introduction for him, but I just will save it for the later when we do a proper presentation. And there's certain very important things that he's going to talk about. Basically,
I think there are some slides in here, Natasha. Is that right?
Yeah,
Alex.
They'll be coming further down, brother.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he's going to talk about the importance of and how to properly, invest through your IRA accounts. And we will give him the stage for a few minutes, and he will be able to guide you guys through. But he has tremendous experience, and he's a very successful entrepreneur himself and a professional in this service. Chico Patel, he's our strategic partner, 21 years in experience, over 65 hotels, ground up development, owns about 850 million AUM right now. He is the prize child of the Marriott's, Hyatt's, IHG's, and Hilton. Because of him, we get so many strategic deals, and he brings such great, such a great, tremendous addition to the family. Basically, he is the one who sources all the deals, the lands. He gets everything going for all of us, basically getting the entitlement done, the architectural plans done, the vision, where to get the properties, whether it's an airport location or it's an oceanfront location. He is a man with the plan, and he's extremely well versed. Started his career with about 30 plus high-end homes in Jackson, Mississippi, that led him to build some hotels in and around that area. And from there, he's expanded throughout the United States, almost 65 plus hotels today. So he's our strategic partner. Chico and his group take about anywhere from 30 to 70% interest in each property. So the fund matches. So if they are 30%, we're 70%. If they are 50%, we're 50%. So if we are 30%, they are 70%. But bottom line is they really take in a very strategic role in they're fully vertically integrated. So from ground up constructions to from acquisitions to ground up constructions to managing those hotels, this is their forte. And we have a very ironclad agreement with them so that, we can take advantage of the situation. So they put all the stuff, we come at the bottom of the 9 and we get the maximum advantage as fund. All right, let's show you a video on Wealth Hospitality.
My name is Chico Patel. I'm co-CEO of Wealth Hospitality Group based out of Richmond.
You'll have to share the screen.
I'm going to try to share. It's not allowing me to do the new share. There it is.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Right, there you go.
CEO of Wealth Hospitality Group based out of Ridgeland, Mississippi. We're with affiliation of Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, and IHG. Those are our major brands that we develop across America. Customer service comes first. We're in the hospitality industry. It's very critical that the moment they check in, the exterior of the property is clean. Transition at the front desk is very smooth, and making sure that their room is clean. There's multiple aspects to customer service in the hotel industry. Securing funding is always going to be a challenge. The magnitude of our projects, we've had 25 years in this industry. We've never defaulted on a loan. We've never been late on a single day on a payment. So banks have faith in us. When we put a project on the table, I think our resume speaks for itself. I think I have a niche to go into a market to see which brand is needed. What is there an extended stay? Is it a higher end product? Is it a mid-tier product that we want to develop? Selecting a brand in each market is very, very critical for our success. It separates us. The brands have faith in us. I've developed over 70 hotels from the ground up. We enter high barrier markets where a typical developer doesn't have opportunity to get into. So we have investors and partners along with us that follow us. So whenever I put a deal on the table, they have full faith in us to making sure that this deal is successful. Visit us at wealthhg.com.
Okay, as you can see, I think the volume wasn't, I mean, only you couldn't hear the music. Is that right, Viniji?
Yeah, we could hear most everything. Just towards the end, I think there is no music, but that's
see.
okay. We
Okay.
can go
I'm
back.
going to
Sure,
try to
sure.
optimize on the next one. As you can see, Chico and his family has been working in this for almost 21 years now, and they have an impeccable record with, they source all the lands, the ground up construction, the loans itself. They find every single, little nuances of the business. They know everything about it, and they are a strategic partner in this business. All right. Brings me to Vinny Chopra, my brother, and the CFO of the group.
Thank you. Thank you, Craig G. Again, I wanted to mention that, this is fun. It's a fun $100 million fund. All the investors will put money into the fund will be buying all the assets, acquisitions of already built hotels, ground up constructions, all those will be in it. So we are looking for high demand, world famous entertainment locations. Tourism has really come a long way. After the COVID, people are now traveling a lot more. The average daily rates are going high, skyrocketing, double occupancy is going higher and higher. So strong brand recognition is big for us. Hilton, Hyatt, Marriott's, IHGs. We like those big brands because they will bring better occupancies and better results, better NOIs and so forth like that. Stable income for the investors, growth opportunities, because we are looking at almost $1 billion in the pipeline. It's just mind-boggling because these projects take a lot of time, and Wealth Hospitality has taken the time in purchasing those lands. We are buying some lands even right now, like in Florida and other places, Panhandle, so that we could start going through the different phases of permitting and all that. Support from the franchisers, that's a big one also, because we are bigger, we get better rates also. Rather than giving 15 or 20% cuts, they might start with only 7, 8, 10% royalties because we have such a big name, with them right there. Again,
Absolutely,
if the
amazing.
Huh?
Yeah, no, that's a great point, Viniji. I was just saying.
Surely. And then it's a fact, just like Brother Craig said, it's a 100 million closed-end fund. The fund is under Reg D 506C, which is available for accredited investors only, with all these hotels, new developments like that. I think the next slide might be the fund and if we have that. Oh, we'll just go back to you. I think we didn't put that slide
actually,
in there.
Yeah, we should have that slide that we can talk about. If it comes down, I will hand it over to you. But let me just give you some overview for those who have, who are new to this presentation today and to the fund. Again, as Viniji said, it's 506C, Reg D for accredited investors only. There are, the first round is 20 million out of 100. There's A1, A2, A3, A4, and A5 classes. And basically minimum investment is 100K. and maximum is 5 million. So at the moment we're taking 5, as maximum. We do have some people interested with 10 million. We're talking to them. So 100K, let's just take it as an example. When you see an investment, you come in with 100K, you get a minimum pref of 6%. I mean, you get a pref of 6%, sorry. And the targeted IRR is 14%. And as the investment level goes up to 250K, the pref goes up to 7% and IRR to 15. At 500K, it goes to 8 and 18 and so on. At 5 million, it goes to 10 to 22% targeted IRR. So what this means is up until, first 6% or first, let's just take it as an example. If someone comes in at 100K check, the first 6% goes back to the investor. We will not touch any. The GPs will not take any money until then. After this, once we deliver 6%, then we move to something called a promo split of 70-30, meaning 6.01% up until 14% IRR. We do a 70-30 split, meaning investors get 70% of the profits and GPs get 30% of the profits. Further, as we go down, once we deliver more than 14%, and if we start the GPs for some 14.01%, the split changes to 50-50, meaning GPs will start making 50% as well. So now we're more inclined to give you a better returns. But we have one more step further. Once we give you 25% over your targeted IRR, meaning what is 25% of 14%? Add another, say, roughly 4% to it. So when we deliver 18% IRR, we literally give you, then we start taking more money. We do 70-30, and 70 goes in this favor of GPs. So if you look at 10%, over this $5 million, and up, they get 10% and 22 IRR. So once that 25% of 22 is almost 28%. So once we deliver 28% return to you, then we start making more money. So we're always incentivized to giving better returns. If that makes sense. And, just so you know, Vinny, keep me honest here.
I would love to say, this is the IRR, internal rate of return, and IRR is usually lower than the AAR, which is the average annual return, because IRR counts into time value of money, because we don't give you the money right away and we are giving over 4, 5, 6 years. That's why if you go to the target returns, the IRR of 14 to 22% in the lowest box, it comes to AAR of anywhere 14% IRR is about 18 to 20% average per year. That's what you really take it to the bank. That's what I like to say, So a lot of time people confuse that. It's a good measure to see which project is giving you a good IRR, but this is huge. Some of you might be thinking, oh my gosh, other deals, we get only 14% IRR or 15% IRR. How can you give, 22% in the higher levels and all that? So AAR is bigger number than IRR.
Thank you very much, Vinny. That's exactly what I was about to say. And I really appreciate you explaining the IRR versus AAR. So in reality, you are making a lot more money than it seems on the paper. It is a 5-year hold period. 3-year of hold with 5 to 7 year of fund life. We've extended to 12 years if we need to, but 3 year, if somebody wants to exit after 3 years, it's case by case. You can let us know with a 6 months notice. We can help you exit out and have a new investor come in. So just, we'll look at it case by case, but just wanted to point that out. Vinny, you want to go over this slide?
I would love to. And Natasha, thanks. And we were able to kind of put together a small table to share with you. As you put, we just took 500,000 as an example. Initial in year 1, the cumulative cash flow paid annual will be 0 because we're in the development phase. Even though if you were to give the money for the whole year, first year, 8% of the 500K is 40,000. So 40,000, as you see, accrued CF cash flow. So we will start 30 days after wiring of your funds. Your pref rate will start right after 30 days, which usually is much lower right now. In this case, usually it takes longer. Then the second year will have another 40,000 accumulated, because now we'll be able to finish the projects and now we are able to stabilize it. That's why we said in the third year, now not that it says 120 in there, cumulative cash flow paid 120K, but we are planning to do it in the second year, because we will be buying hotels which are already finished building and they're going to start cash flowing. So we'll have development of the hotels and already built hotels also. So there'll be a mixture, and our cash flow position might improve better than even before the third year. So in the PPM, we wrote, I think, 16 months to 24 months, we'll start paying. And like Craig G said, this 40,000 and 40,000 and 40,000 will be giving the pref to the investors first before we touch any money. So 100% of the distribution will be given out to the investors. Then we say refinance. That's the one right there in the fourth year. We'll be able to do the refi because the properties have stabilized. We can get a new loan. It's not a taxable activity at all for the investors, but we can return maybe 200,000 back to you because of the extra money that we get from the properties. And then maybe in fifth year, we might return 300. Now your whole 500 is back to you. You have zero money in the deal, but you keep on getting, the returns. And then the equity gain, which is, let's say, seventh year, we'll be able to, at sale, give you another 500,000 right there, and the equity gain of 250 on top of it. So that's the reason why we say that your 500 could lead you to give about 1.3 million. That's like 2.3x of your money. So it's a little bit hard to kind of understand, but if you look through it again, maybe, you'll be able to see that your money can be doubling, more than doubling in about 7 years, which we are looking at, right? 5, 6, 7 years. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So that is, this is a fund model. If you guys can understand this, it's a really simple flow chart. This is the fund. It's right in the middle here. And all the investments from private investors to, self-directed IRAs to institutional money, all of them, they come straight into the fund bucket, and they are redistributed from fund straight into each of the properties: Ben, Marriott, AC, Homewood Suites, Aqua, and other projects. So here is the Unicorn Manager Fund, LLC. This is a separate entity completely on the side where GPs and the managers are sitting. So the fund directly sends money to the properties. Going further into the projects and pipeline, Viniji, you want to?
Oh, I see. Sure. I think this one is really nice one. The fourth one, right? You see on the bottom left, left right there. That's the Aqua Suite or Rain. If you could go to the next slide, I think that probably shows us. Oh, okay. It just shows very little. Yeah, these are the ones which are in the pipeline. So we'll be able to spend about $5 million into the Bend, Oregon project, which Craig G will share with you. Then in New Orleans, Marriott AC, $8 million will be going there. We'll be getting a pretty large chunk of that deal. And then Homewood Suites in Celebration, Florida, 5.8 million will be investing in that one. And then Aqua Suites will be investing 2.1 million. So that's about 21 million we'll be spending right in these projects, and then we have all these new ones coming right behind in Titusville, in Biloxi, in Ridgeland, in Redmond, Oregon, Navarre Beach, Fairhope, Biloxi, all these areas. So we'll be, able to really get ourselves situated with this new development of projects also. We could go
just to add to what Viniji just said, all these projects, they're already in our approved by the fund, and they're all going to be funded by us. And each one of these properties is better than the other. When you see the locations, you see the the demographics and the magnitude, the demand generators that are there that generate so much volume, you'll be amazed at these properties, what kind of profit they generate. So just want you to know these are very hand selected. Each one is a very hand selected property and a location. This kind of gives you the overview of where they are. There are some in Oregon area, and then there are the rest of them. They are mostly into the Florida, into Panhandle, all the way into Gulf Shores. This is the opportunity. Tremendous opportunities are over here. And just so you know, there is a lot of tourism tax that comes into these places too, that comes back to the fund, and that kind of increases our IRRs. So that's a very good opportunity right there. Viniji, you want to talk about Hotel Rain?
Sure. Yeah. Hotel Rain is a new concept that Chico and his team have been thinking about it for 10 years. And this is going to be beautiful, beautiful. It's like an experience like Sands you might have heard about. So this is a butler service. It's only 49 rooms. As you can see, it's a romantic getaway, luxury lodging facility with outdoor pools and a plunge pool in every unit. Actually, they'll have a swimming pool downstairs, but they'll have their own plunge pool also in every unit. And it's going to be very, very nice. As you can see, the lower left side, how romantic, it's going to be, and so forth. So we are doing the very first one, Gulf Shore, Alabama. We'll be doing 10 of these all across the USA. And who knows, maybe in a few years that Hilton or Marriott might like this whole concept. They might even buy us out, all 10 of them that we'll build. So that will be coming into the fund also, as we'll be getting into a market pantry, lobby, workstation, fitness room, everything. So it's a romantic getaway. That's what. And the ADR, average daily rate, is like almost $565 per night. Like Chica was saying that in some places, he's even paid $1,000 per night, $1,500 per night. So this will be a beautiful addition, which we are doing first one in Gulf Shore. Yeah.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you, Vinij.
Sure. And it looks
yeah,
beautiful, as you can see. And it's been, we love to invite, our investors when we get this done. I think we need to open this one probably spring of 2024. We already bought the building. We gutted it out. We were there. Craig G and I were there. We took movies and all. And now we'll be expanding it. The building is there, structure is there. We are expanding to the side of it to build more units, and then the swimming pool and all. So hopefully it will be done in 6 months, 7 months time. Yeah.
absolutely, brother.
Oh, this is how much it's going to cost. The Gulf Shore one is going to about 19 million or so. It's going to be their loan. We already got the loan, 13.3 for 70-30 equity. Not bad at all. Total uses of 19 million. It's at 7.5%. Even in this high interest rate, getting a construction loan at 7.5 is tremendous. And again, we'll hold it for, we may never sell unless Marriott or Hilton buy us out. It's like 7-year hold, cap rate of about 14%, IRR of 15 to 23%, 2 to 3 times multiple, cash on cash. Everything looks pretty darn good. And we'll be getting about 33%, 34% of the deal for only 2.1 million. How could you invest so little and get so much returns? It's just mind-boggling. Yeah.
Absolutely, Viniji. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Yep. I'm going to take over a little bit, give you a little rest on to your throat. Okay. So this is one of my favorite projects. All of them are my favorites, but I just kind of have a hard time thinking which one's my favorite. This one, we have 3 phase. First one is condos. The second one is Hyatt House. And the third one is Marriott Autograph. This is in Bend, Oregon. And if you guys know Bend, Oregon, this is a little, highly kept secret in, which is a very touristy town. A lot of, there is a university there with 5,000 students. There is medical centers. There is all kinds of demand generators are there, including a ski park, a state reserve. There's a lot of tourism, and you can see the numbers speak for itself. And, this property sits on the Deschutes River, overlooking the river. It's a beautiful lot with we have designed this in a way with three-phase, layout. The first phase is about 37 low-rise condominiums. Now, this could change between 34 and 37. We are already, the ground is already broken. The bobcats are there already, but we're also adding some retail to this property. So about between 34 to 37 condominiums, from 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. Average price is roughly between million to $1,300,000 per unit. It's very upscale market, very upscale place, and there is a lot of
We
demand.
wanted to show at the bottom, Craig G, there is that YouTube video. Please
this one
click
right
on
here?
that one. Yeah, that's a
Okay,
new
cool.
one. Thanks,
All right, that's a
Natasha,
good one.
for
Okay,
putting that.
I hope I
It
can
will- yeah, if
hope I
we
can
can share.
optimize it. Yeah.
Sure. So this will
That's
kind of
good.
show you the progress. We've already started working on this site with the bobcats and tractors and everything. So we are very, very excited to start the projects. And as you will see in the video also later on, as Craig G is getting it going. Yeah, there we are. That Sotheby's is selling the condos also. So we have not even built the
Greg, you want me to
condos.
share?
The demand is so high that we'll be able to get it.
Greg, you want me to share?
Yeah, I think someone else need to share. I'm gonna just
Okay, that's a good idea,
I'm gonna do it again because it just goes into a different screen for me.
Oh,
But
really?
I'll just
Okay.
let me
Can
just
you
do
guys share my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead. That'll be much better. So maybe we could take, Sachin, you could share all the time. That'll be great. Oh, there we go. Right there. So already the construction has started. And it's right off the cliff. That's the beauty. You'll see in another video how Deschutes River, that's the freeway there, and then the river is right there. Oh, there it is. That's the river right down there. Thank you, Sachin. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I'll go back to my presentation that I left off.
Sure.
Yeah, so
sure.
basically, this sits on a Deschutes River with three-phase condos, Hyatt House, and the Marriott Autograph. That's the property right there, the aerial view of the lot. As you saw some of this being built already, the condos are the ones that are in the red line over here that are going in first, then the Hyatt House right in the middle over here, and then the Autograph is right next to it. So just so you guys know, there is no Hyatt or Marriott in this area, and there was a wide open opportunity with a very high ADRs and occupancy rates in this market. Now, this is the phase 2 Hyatt House with a beautiful shopping center and retail outlets in the ground floor. And basically, these are all going to be generating revenue for the life of the project, right? It's going to keep bringing us revenue. Average stay at the Hyatt House is about 5 to 6 nights. Very upscale, beautifully built. Rooms. Each room has a kitchen. It has like washers and dryers and all kinds of amenities, so people can have an elongated stay. It's like a community. It's 115 keys in this with an indoor swimming pool. It's all kinds of amenities, like I said, and it's a great extended stay location. This one is Autograph, is my favorite. Those of Marriott, it's very hard to find these properties across the country, around the world. They're very signatory, very well built. This is the one with Orion rooftop bar, 113 keys, overlooking the Deschutes River. It's, most people won't even pass the smell test, where we already have, full franchise license and to build this beautiful property. Look at the courtyard. This is just phenomenal renderings, as you can visualize this. Interiors of the Autograph. That's the market out there. If you guys are in, you can just go online and Google rates in the Bend area, Bend market. Try booking a room from now through December, or anytime thereafter. You'll see little dingy little hotels have $300-400 a night rate. and going up to $600, $700, $800 a night. So, and the occupancy in the market is just tremendous. Whatever that reason is, it's really, really a very busy market for hotels.
Mhm.
This project has a price tag of $128 million. It's already in the news. It's a major news in the community. So this is a price that we've, come up with, and the construction loan is roughly around 91 million. And, once you see this, our share is 33%. Unicorn has 33% share in here for 7 million in investment. Now, this is a very, very lucrative deal for us because, again, these properties, when they are bought, you need, if you can understand, they're bought, the lands are bought 3, 4, 5 years ahead, before. And at that time, the prices are so different, right? After 5 years, the prices have gone up so much, but our deal with, our strategic partners is that they have to give it to us at the same price, meaning they cannot upcharge us or anything like that. They have to, because we're coming at the bottom of the ninth and we're taking a 33% stake in the project, they're giving us the, the prices that they've actually purchased. So we have a lot of equity built up. Look at the cash on cash on this, 8 to 10%, equity multiple 3 to 5x. This is huge. And this is, just so you guys know, this project, in my mind and understanding, is once it's fully built in 2 years, it will probably be appraised for north of $200 million. I'm thinking maybe 200 to 210 is what I'm thinking. IRRs of 20 to 30%. This is a very, very lucrative deal. I mean, we're hoping for better results. We're just trying to give you a, lower ballpark number so that you guys, can, we can always over deliver, under promise, over deliver.
I think there is a movie also. Next one. Would you
Oh,
like
there
to
is,
show
yes,
that?
yes.
Sachin,
Yes.
would you please?
Sachin, would you want to show that, please?
Can you allow me to share the screen, please?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Oh, there we go. Perfect. There.
Wealth Hospitality Group, a business-conscious, rapidly growing hotel development firm with strong partnerships amongst the largest and most iconic brands in hospitality. Taking inspiration from the outdoor elements and elevating them in the interiors, these remarkable projects will be completed in 3 phases. Phase 1 will include building 37 new condos in a competitive housing area. This new development has it all, from a covered patio with fireplace for leisurely weekends to a formal outdoor area for special events and much, much more. Phase 2, building Hyatt House, a stunning hotel boasting 115 rooms, retail space, and a 2-level parking garage. Hyatt House provides an experience that guests can not only stay in, but live in. In Phase 3, the building of Autograph by Marriott, the Orion. This beautiful hotel will bring with it 113 perfectly appointed rooms. The Orion rooftop bar will overlook the Deschutes River, offering a stunning panoramic view. Guests will be footsteps away from some of the best hiking, shopping, and dining the city has to offer. Ours is a new voice, not an echo to the city we look out over. We follow our own rules and are passionate about our beliefs. You won't find any big box brands here. We embrace independent thinkers. We don't follow trends, we set them. Like the Deschutes River, which flows and refreshes itself, we continually renew to remain relevant to our guests. We are not bystanders, but rather a part of the community. We belong to them, and they feel as if we have always been part of their story. This is a place our guests feel a sense of belonging and call their own too. With many in the tech community moving from top cities like San Francisco or Seattle, Bend is on the rise. The secret's out. It's now an international mecca for active vacationers and those who crave the outdoors. Simply put, it's where you go to explore. Wealth Hospitality is teaming up with Cascade Sotheby's, an internationally recognized luxury realty company, to list our condo development in Bend. this exposure, combined with all that Bend has to offer, it is no wonder that condos are selling in 30 to 45 days. We would love to have you as a partner in this development.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Sachin. All right. So this will be good.
Yeah, so as you guys can saw the video, there's a lot more you can see. We'll be happy to show you the link so you can sit back and relax at your home and watch the whole entire presentation. But it's a very, very beautiful project to say at the very least. And it's going to really create a big impact in the community in Bend. And a lot of people have a lot of excitement over there. We would love to do a grand opening. We have a big plan over there once the hotel is complete. So yeah, super excited about it. The next property, this is AC Marriott. By the way, AC is brought in from Europe. For those who are not aware of it, it's a European brand that Marriott bought it, and they brought it to the American markets to attract that customer. It's a gorgeous piece of property. As you can see, the project site is right here. And, this used to be a parking lot that we were able to purchase it right next to the Hampton Inn over here. This is the Hampton Inn, a big old Hampton Inn. And this is one of the country's largest convention center. I want to say it's probably the 5th or the 6th largest convention center in the country. And this is only the half of it. There is more further down. And this is where the Mardi Gras parade goes through, right? So those of you know what the New Orleans market is, it's flooded with tourists like all day, every day. Every time I've been there, whether it's French Quarter, which is right here, or the CBD, the business district, these are all the hotels. There's a massive demand generator over here somewhere. I think it's a World War II museum. It's right here, maybe. It's walking distance from our site right here. I mean, there is hotels after hotels. I mean, this was a big old Marriott that sold for $82 million, recently sold. So it's a very, very prime location, to say the least. I'm going to give you just an overview in the next slide here. If you follow with me, this is where our site is right here. And that's the convention center, half of it over here, and then continues the other half, almost a mile long convention center. And we're like 10 steps, walking distance. So all the convention center traffic could be ours, all the Mardi Gras traffic, all of that. Plus, there's a whole new development. All this you see is all new development. It's about a $2 billion development, including a Top Golf that comes right, next to us. There's a video. We're going to show you this one too. I think it's better to show the video than to even say it, right? I think they can see what exactly this is. Is there a video here?
Yeah,
this?
I think so. We do.
Yeah,
I think Sachin will share.
Yeah.
Couple more slides.
There's 175 room AC at a price tag of $58 million. Now I'm going to walk you through the numbers in a second too. There you go. So roughly about 58 million. Now this one is built to sell. So we're going to build this. The idea is to stabilize this in a year or so and sell it. So maybe 3 to 4 year exit on this one is very likely. We may decide to keep it because if it's cash flowing really well, and we might, if it's good, keep it. But, it looks like we'll have a buyer on the other side for a very high price. This should easily, looks like it could easily sell anywhere between 75 to $100 million on the other side. Because if the old Marriott we're comparing with that sold for 82 million, we have a much better shot at this hotel. Again, the cash on cash return is 10 to 12%. The equity multiple is 2 to 4%. IRRs are 15 to 25%. It's a great model. We have 50% stake in the project. So Unicorn has 50% stake for $8 million. Again, it's a great buy and a very, very in a very sexy market.
I think that's the video now. Yeah, right there.
Sachin, you want to take over, brother?
Hospitality Group, a business-conscious, rapidly growing hotel development firm with strong partnerships amongst the largest and most iconic brands in hospitality. New Orleans, one of the spiciest cities in the country, with so many reasons to visit. Whether visiting for business or pleasure, the location of this investment couldn't be better. The venues are massive, with world-class talent to fill them all. The Caesar Superdome, home to not only the Saints, but also a stadium fit for the king of all sports events. And the music brings people to their feet from all corners of the globe, with festivals to suit everyone's music taste. Nothing compares to authentic New Orleans cuisine, from street vendor gumbo to Café du Monde beignets. There's something to satisfy your every culinary craving.
You can't find that nowhere but in New Orleans, baby.
Cruise lines pour visitors into the New Orleans practically right across the street. It's easy to see there's plenty of reasons to visit New Orleans, and we're ready to give them one more. Historic vibes meet contemporary architecture to stand out while fitting right in.
All right. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Sachin.
you so much. Yeah.
Yes.
That this is a beautiful market and a very beautiful property, as you can see it. And it's again built to sell. So, quick exit, hoping for between 3 to 4 years to exit out of this project. That brings us to an amazing, amazing project. This is probably the last one on this deck that I'm going to show you. But this is a Homewood Suites by Hilton, and it's in Celebration, Florida. This is a Disney property, so not only we have to get approvals from the city, but
This is my favorite.
Yep.
Yeah.
We never want to sell this property. When you see the numbers, you'll do it. It's 128 room, all suites. In Disneyland. Took us 2 years to get Disney permit. Beautiful facade, exteriors are just gorgeous, matching in the entire city, and so are the interiors. The rooms are fully equipped with a full kitchen, washer, dryer, refrigerators, all of that. An average American family that goes there spends about $200 to $2,500 in Disneyland tickets. So we made it easy for them. We have a huge breakfast area for 400 people in the lobby. And this is going to, average stays between 5 to 6 nights. Now, mind you that, markets are between $350 to $400 a night in these holiday markets, right? In the, as you say, in the Disney markets. And we are literally pricing this at our underwriting is done around, $175 to $200 a night ADRs. So we're under promising so we can over deliver to you. Again, this project has a price tag of $32 million, as you can see it. Unicorn is taking up to 59% in ownership, and for a mere $5.8 million. The cash on cash is super duper good. 12 to 15%, 3 to 5x multiple, 20 to 30 IRRs. I mean, tremendous project to say the least. I would say it's just a gorgeous project. I think cash cow, I would say.
We have a video on that. Yeah.
Oh, we do have a video on that.
Yeah.
Sachin, you want to take over for the video, brother?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Sorry, guys, we're flipping back and forth because my video is not optimized or something.
Welcome to Celebration, Florida, a vibrant and enchanting community nestled in the heart of the Sunshine State. Here, families and individuals experience the perfect blend of idyllic living and convenient proximity to Florida's most captivating attractions. Orlando, just a stone's throw away, boasts an incredible array of world-renowned tourist destinations. From the magic of Walt Disney World to the thrills of Universal Orlando Resort and the wonders of SeaWorld Orlando, this city attracts millions of visitors each year. The numbers speak for themselves. Orlando welcomes over 75 million tourists annually, making it one of the top travel destinations in the world. These visitors seek not only unforgettable adventures, but also comfortable accommodations that cater to their needs. Enter Homewood Suites at Celebration, Florida, a meticulously designed project that radiates charm and tranquility. Celebration currently lacks an extended stay hotel. That's why our development of the Homewood Suites extended stay is an exceptional investment opportunity. The demand for extended stay hotels is on the rise, particularly among families seeking the comforts of home during their stay. The average length of visits for families vacationing in Orlando is 6 days. With fully equipped suites, spacious living areas, and convenient amenities like 4 top ranges and in-suite washer and dryer, Homewood Suites at Celebration is ready to fill the needs of those families. Homewood Suites at Celebration is a flourishing region. Join us as we create an extraordinary extended stay hotel in Celebration, Florida, where the magic of Orlando intertwines.
Very good. Good job.
So sorry, I was muted. You guys get the idea, right? We just don't want to bore you with like long videos. You can watch this anytime. We have lots of links. And you guys, just to get enough taste of the market and why these locations, right? There is a real lack of extended stay in Celebration, Florida, and in the Disney property market. So we're going in the markets. We're choosing the right product. We're building ground up. As you guys know, ground up, any project has a lot of, how do you say, value add. There's a lot of money built into the projects, so the exits are that much sweeter and sexier. So you guys will, you can ask one-on-one questions to whoever you invited to this call, or one of the GPs is available. But just so you know, every property that we have picked in our portfolio is literally one of the best properties. And I'll touch base upon it. Let Sachin introduce you to the investment process and what, how smooth and easy this is. Sachin, I'll hand it over to you, brother.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Let me share my screen quickly. I'm going to show you how we're going to invest in our fund, which is again $100 million 506C accredited investor only. So we have a very simple process, everyone. We're going to go through our website, which is called unicornenterprise.net. And there is a section called investors. So first of all, when you go there, you probably have to create a login in our portal called InvestNext, which is very, very modern looking and very secure and very easy to do registration. So you just go here, create an account. And then once you create an account, then you sign in. This is our dashboard. It looks like this. And, this is our offering page. And if you want to invest, if you're ready to invest, you can go here. There's an amount, there's a classes, and takes less than literally 10 minutes to sign the document. Everything is online. Everything is, smooth. And, if there's any issues or questions, you can always call us. And then you can also see your investment history, how much amount, and all the documents you provide us will be here securely placed. And also, you can do a 2-factor authentication. You can link your bank. There's so many things you can do with this InvestNext portal. So it's very, very good. And the second step, before you wire the money, after you sign the document, the most important thing is we need to verify you as an accredited investor. There's 2 ways you can do it. You can either download the copy from the website itself of the verification letter, which has to be signed either by your CPA or by your attorney, and you have to submit this to us before you wire the money. Or you can also go to the third-party verification, which is free for the investor. Also takes less than 15 minutes if your CPA is not able to sign for you. I guess that's the process, and we can go back to the slide.
Thank you, Sachin. Thank you again for that process. Now, any of you have any question regarding that? Natasha is going to be your one-point contact.
Yeah.
And I'll hand it over to her in a second. just so you know that it's very easy. But before that, I want to introduce you, bring in Alex, who's an expert. Alex, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself first in your own words, and then tell them who you are, what you do, and how you've helped so many people, with their IRAs.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Craig. I really appreciate being on here. It's always good to see Vinny. I've known Vinny for quite a long time, and Dr. Maskey as well. Thank you very much for having us be a part of this and trying to help people utilize more of their capital that they don't necessarily realize they have to use in projects like this. A little bit about myself. I am it feels weird to say that I've been doing this for over a decade. Strictly, my career has been based solely on alternative assets in retirement plans. So, I didn't just come over from like a Merrill Lynch or a Fidelity, and my only basis of experience is just in stocks, bonds, mutual funds. Out of college, I dove right into alternative assets. And again, I always kind of hate to say that real estate or anything adjacent to real estate is alternative. I mean, the Romans owned real estate. They didn't own Microsoft. So, my kind of thought on this is that it's a very interesting thing that it's, viewed as an alternative, but here we are. So again, a little bit about myself. I've been doing this for about almost 12 years now. I started my career with actually hands-on doing investments for clients, actually, having to read through PPMs and subdocs and do this. I pulled the numbers back before I kind of switched roles at Advanta, and individually I was involved in over 1,400 different actual transactions, actual purchases of different private stock, different types of offerings like this, syndications, directly buying real estate for clients. I handled over $500 million worth of client assets and actually deploying them into different projects like this. So that's kind of the basis of where I come from now. I basically do the new client outreach and business development for Advanta. I host our podcast. I do educational webinars. I come on here to help educate clients into how they can utilize more of their capital that they didn't think they could. Because a lot of times when people look at, say, hey, I have an IRA or an old 401k, they don't necessarily realize that that can be used in this type of scenario. You're not just, kind of constrained to what your broker at Merrill or Fidelity or someone tells you. So, that's kind of what I'm on here today to kind of educate you a little bit further about. Just to give a little bit of background on our company, because it's not just me doing it. We've been in business. We're proud to say it's our 20th year in business, and we've only done alternative assets. We've only done things like real estate, syndications, private placements, private stock, mortgages for clients within their retirement plans. We also just crossed the threshold that we currently administer 2.6 billion of assets under administration directly at Advanta. So we're really proud of that number. As our business continues to grow, that continues to grow as well. And we also offer something interesting at Advanta, is that every single client has a dedicated account manager. So just like with what we're doing here, where Natasha is kind of your single point of contact for going in, coordinating, actually getting something invested, or you have these single points of contact, which is really important when trying to choose someone to steward your capital, is being able to actually talk to someone on the phone about it. And we're big proponents of that as well. So we offer dedicated account management, whether you're just getting in for an investment minimum of, let's say, 50 or 100, or if you're going and swinging for the fences and, dumping millions of dollars from your IRA or old 401k. We're really customer service centric to that. So if you want to, yeah,
sorry not to interrupt you, but do you want to tell them a little bit about what the process is like what and how they can help them, how it will help them to self-direct or
absolutely. That's where right. If you just go to the next slide, I'll get right into that. So what I'd like to make sure people understand, and to answer that question is kind of a little bit of a base on that, is that the process for doing this is relatively straightforward. It's not nearly as complicated as a lot of people think. So if you have an old traditional IRA or a Roth IRA, even things like SEP IRAs, simple IRAs, or any type of old retirement plan from an old employer, think your 457s, your 401ks, 403bs, if you were in the armed services or anything with the Department of Defense and you have a thrift savings plan, even health savings plans can be self-directed, meaning that if you have capital that you'd like to utilize in one of these types of projects, you can absolutely use that and not have to pay taxes and penalties or anything else like that. You're not taking it out of that old plan. You're actually using the plan to subscribe to this offering. So instead of you personally being a subscriber, it would actually be your traditional IRA as the subscriber, or your Roth IRA as the subscriber. And sometimes I get people thinking that you have to have one account versus the other. It's really not the case. And it really is as simple as opening an account. So we get you through the paperwork process. And the easiest way to do that is to contact me directly, or if you're interested, talk to Natasha, she can connect us. And I'll basically walk through the process. It's a little bit of paperwork. We submit a request to your IRA custodian to move the funds over to our platform, and then we go through the subscription process. So making sure that you are doing the accredited investor questionnaire correctly for your IRA, making sure that the subscription documents are done correctly. And we're very hands-on with that. Basically, once the account's open, funded, and we coordinate the funding of it, we basically send it back to you for approval in DocuSign. Once that's done, then we move it out to the investment provider. So it's a very streamlined and simple process. We try to cut down on the back and forth with having, a good upfront relationship, and especially with people like Vinny, who has had a lot of experience with self-directed IRAs. The familiarity there is definitely helps to increase the workflow efficiency for how any of these things work. So again, high level, if you have any of these types of plans and you're interested in utilizing them to subscribe to an offering like this, it's basically just a simple phone call. We get you through, make sure all the T's are crossed and I's dotted with getting the money moved over so you're not paying taxes and penalties, and then getting everything deployed according to your direction into the fund that you're looking to invest with. If we go to the next one, I'll kind of give in very simple terms, how this actually looks, because the biggest thing that I run up against with educating people on this is that they think it might be overly complicated. They think it might complicate their personal taxes. And really, that just couldn't be farther from the truth. All the great tax benefits that you enjoy from, investing in stocks, bonds, mutual funds with a more, quote, traditional brokerage, think Fidelity, Merrill Lynch, Charles Schwab, all those same tax benefits are afforded to doing these types of, alternative assets. So you don't necessarily have to worry about, your returns, your quarterly distributions as a limited partner, hitting your personal tax return or creating any type of additional complexity. If anything, using an IRA makes things a little bit simpler. So in this case, Jane has over $100,000 in an IRA with Vanguard. She says, you know what? I've met someone named Rocky who's offering a private offering to purchase and remodel apartment complexes. In this case, Rocky provides Jane with a subscription agreement, prospectus, PPM, the whole 9 yards, exactly what they're doing here with Unicorn Investments. You can kind of supplant these names and kind of see how this works. The project's going to be 70% leveraged, and she feels like, hey, you know what? This makes sense for my IRA to be a subscriber. So what happens in here from start to finish? Jane opens her account with Advanta IRA, which again is simply just a matter of completing an account application, getting through the process of getting the funds moved over. She completes a transfer request. So we pull those funds over from Vanguard, and then we submit the transfer paperwork to have everything moved over to us. Now, what does it look like from the investment standpoint? It's right on the next slide. We work with Jane to have everything done again in the name of the IRA. So the account manager directly coordinates with your investment provider. So, someone on our operations side who's married to the account. And typically for an offering like this, we would have the same account manager to the same, handling all of the clients for this. So that way workflows are as efficient as possible. Everyone kind of knows everything. You're not, the investment provider's not dealing with, 10 different people on our back end. It's a single point of contact. So single point of contact for getting the account open and getting everything processed. So the account manager works out all of the subscription documents, again, making sure that the subdocs have the IRA correctly named, that the correct tax ID number is on everything. So again, nothing's hitting your personal tax statement. It's all being flowed through to the IRA. We get everything buttoned up, client approves it. Everything's approved by a client approves it, we sign it, and then wire out the funds, in this case, $100,000 to the fund. Now, going forward, it's as simple as it really can be, just with these 2 bullet points, is that the 8% IRR, or the 8% pref that's being paid in this case to the actual investors, is going directly back into the IRA. So she's getting $2K a quarter right into the IRA. It's not hitting her personal income tax statement. It's going directly back into the IRA, just like something analogous to a dividend from a stock. Think Coca-Cola, McDonald's, just goes back into the IRA, doesn't hit your personal taxes. Same exact thing happens with this type of asset class. And then again, it's not included in her personal income tax statement. She paid no taxes or penalties to move it to Advanta because it's still an IRA. Everything's being done under that umbrella, and it really can be just that simple. So again, that's the very high level of what I kind of wanted to bring here today, is just to help people understand that if you have capital tied up in a retirement plan and you'd like to use it, just give us a call, give Natasha a call. She can connect us. Give me a call directly. I'm always happy to help on the East Coast. So, 8:30 to 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Give me a shout, shoot me an email. I'm more than happy to take care of anyone that's interested in doing this with their retirement plan. And again, thanks very much for having me on tonight.
Thank you, Alex. We do appreciate you sticking out, and educating our clients and our partners. And just guys, he's completely independent. The fund has nothing to do with it. This is just a preferred, vendor that we feel that would really help add value to it. The fund doesn't make money out of any of this. We're literally helping you guys understand that why this is necessary, that the money sitting on the sidelines or getting you less returns could potentially give you more returns. So feel free to pick his brains and ask questions if you like. And Natasha is always there to assist you. That brings me to Natasha Dolph, and here is Natasha.
Thank you, Craig. And thank you, Alex, for joining us today. We're really thrilled to have you. You did an amazing job explaining. I know you crunched everything in a beautiful 5 minutes. I appreciate it. So once you guys decide to invest and what to expect next, I will be your first point of contact. So you can text me, email me, call me, even on weekends. I'm working 24/7 basically. And after we release on board you will receive monthly updates about the company, about the fund, what's going on, and what we celebrate, what we are not happy with. So everything will be transparent. Once the quarter ends, about within 30 to 45 days, we will release quarterly statement where will be investor statement for your account, particularly your investment, and financial statement for the fund, where you can see all transactions. Once season starts, you will receive K1 filed to your portal, which you can access at any time you need, and that will be available for you. And as I said, we will be happy to celebrate any events with you via Zoom or at the grand opening of the hotel and meet together, and so much more to do together, right? So please feel free to contact me. There's my telephone number and email address, and I'm happy to assist you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Natasha. That is wonderful. Guys, I want to open up for Q&A. If there is anybody that has any questions or anything in mind, I would love to, Vinny GI, myself, Sachin, Umang, whoever is on the call here, Natasha, we can answer your questions. So if any burning questions that you may have regarding investments or opportunities, just so you guys know that each of these properties, and I just want to go by my memory, some of these properties that were on the slide, every single property is handpicked. Like there is properties that are at the airport on Spokane and Boise, Idaho, like that people don't get this access to these lands or to the franchise licenses that we have. True by Hilton, and we have Homewood Suites, a dual property coming up. There is a property that we just got right smack on Navarre Beach, and that is a 16-story building that we're going to build. It could be a Marriott or a Hilton. We haven't decided yet. But properties like Rosemary Beach, Rosemary, it's a 30A. Those who know the South and Gulf Shores area, it's the Santorini of the U.S. It's absolutely gorgeous. People don't fly to Greece and Santorini; they go to Rosemary Beach and 30A, Ellis Beach. These are some really, really Crab Island. I'm just going by my memory, all the properties that we visited, and on the Gulf Shore, in Biloxi, in the town which is called Las Vegas of the South. It's really incredible properties. Like how we were able to secure it, the partnerships that we're building with casinos and some of the owners over there, is just really mind-blowing. And just want to give you the opportunity, and once we get you guys onboarded, and we may have events on the property or in that area, so you guys can feel, once you put your foot on the land over there, you'll understand the power of that location. That's how beautiful this is, and we've firsthand experienced it, and we vet everything firsthand. So I'm just excited for this opportunity, and I'm just excited for you guys to be a part of this. So any questions that you want to put it in chat or raise your hand, I can stop the presentation so you guys can ask questions. And if nothing, then I think we did an okay job today explaining the project. If you have anything, you can always feel free to ask. Do I have any questions here?
Yeah. Hey, Craig and everyone. It's a great presentation. This is Daniel.
Hello, doctor. How are you, Dan?
How are you? On the question of early exiters, those who want to exit at year 4 or 5, is there any appraisal formula you're going to use, or?
Yes,
Okay.
we're going to appraise it via third party, appraisal. As we, understand that this is going to be a, how do you say that, living, breathing beast, the fund itself, right? So it's going to have, every time the investments are done, the price is going to go up a little bit. Every time there's going to be an exit,
Yeah,
the
of course,
price is
yeah.
going to go up.
No,
a
I'm
little
just saying, is there a particular formula, specific formula, or
There
is it
isn't a
appraised by a
formula,
third
but
party?
yes, it will be appraised by a third party, and we are looking to, we're hoping that most people will want to stay up until the exit of the fund, but maybe people will want to get early exits, 3 to 4 year exits, and it's a great question, by the way. So it will
Is
be
it
addressed.
transferable? Your share can be transferable?
I have to check with, I think, for the most part, I want to say the answer should be yes, but I will double check and get back to you on that. The reason I think it's yes is because if you have someone who wants to purchase your share at a particular value, or that is not making a difference to the fund, as long as they are accredited investors, they are matching all the criteria, I don't think fund should have a problem. But that is really a legal question that I would like that to be addressed, and I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, so that's a good question. I mean, I didn't think of accredited investor transfer, but that's one thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
One
It has to
question
be
for
accredited
Alex.
investor. Yeah.
Yes. One question for Alex. So again, in this context, how does it work for IRAs? I'll give you a specific scenario. I'm 64, so I'll be eligible to withdraw from IRA at 70, let's say. Right. Can you take that example, Alex, and just tell how this all plays out?
Well, in the context of being able to withdraw money from an IRA specifically, maybe give a little bit more detail. There's a
So
few
let's
different
say
ways
I
I can
invest
answer
$1
that.
million from the IRA. Well, how will that'll work out in timeline and to the point of exit?
Well, if you invested $1 million, the amount's kind of agnostic to my answer. It could be really whatever.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
whatever amount that you would like to invest in something like this, it would be an asset of that account, and it would have all the same kind of lockups, restrictions, and be bound by the agreement, just like you would be personally. But with regard to taking money out, I mean, you could certainly withdraw quarterly distributions or whatever cash flow is being paid back in, if there is any, or any type of windfall or waterfall event that's coming in, if there's a refi after year 4 or whatever happens. If you have capital being returned back to the account, you can certainly take that as a distribution. 59.5, you can do penalty-free distributions. But the asset itself, is really kind of your determination. Most people would elect to pretty much leave a asset that is valued at X, because it's with these types of assets, are kind of valued at the initial investment. Again, painting with a broad brush with this, the value of the investment is really kind of marked at whatever you purchase it. So until there's a liquidation event. So taking out the entirety of the asset as a distribution, you'd have to have it evaluated and distributed, and you'd be paying taxes on the total distribution. So most people would just take the cash flow out in that scenario and leave the asset intact as part of the IRA.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Alex, for answering that question. And Dr. Dan, yeah, your incredible questions, great. And I know you're very excited, and I know you have a group.
Yeah.
So we're excited. We can answer any questions you want. If you want one-on-one live, we can go offline and answer the questions also. So anyone else have questions, that we can answer? Or Dr. Dan, you have any further questions we can answer?
Do you have any tax or accountants resources for the group?
Yes, we will be able to send them to you. I'll have somebody email you, those resources. You can contact them directly. Yeah, they're a third party. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is Devinder. I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Question is like, I think you probably already have thought about it through your underwriting. Any risks? What kind of risks do you see, and how do you plan to mitigate kind of those risks that you see? Maybe a recession or maybe something else like so can you share those ideas?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a great question. Thank you for asking. And by the way, who invited you, sir, to the call? I think you're muted again. But let me answer that. Yeah.
Vinny, though. Yeah, Mr. Vinny.
Oh, Vinny. Okay. So, the risks, just like everything else, there is risks, right? There's in the PPM, it will say that, there is risk of all kinds of things that can happen. So there's going to be risks. But how do we mitigate against another wave of COVID or another downturn in the economy or another major situation that arises, right? If there is a recession or something like that, right? So there's a few things that we've done. One is we've taken the HVS studies are really, our underwriting is done at a very low ballpark number. So we're taking as if it's COVID all over again. So we're using numbers that were good when COVID was in existence. So if we can survive that, then we feel like we can survive pretty much anything, because that's something that was unknown to the humankind, and we are in the near, in the last few centuries. So we were able to survive that, the economic downturn. And then, to answer your question about the recession or the high interest rates, that could be an issue, right? If the interest rates continue rising higher and higher, how do we, account for that? I mean, I feel like we have a lot of equity in the land itself, and the construction cost we can control. And a lot of those things are in our hands. And we're only in the markets where there is higher demand. So if it may be possible that there may be a slow growth, it may be possible that there may be a slower growth than expected if the economy is really turned down. But it's very hard to lose principal. It's hard to lose principal, and because it's there's a lot of cushion in the equity built up into the land as well as into the construction when it's finished. So I feel like we're gonna be pretty okay. Let's say even if it's the worst case scenarios, if we are not able to give you 20-30% IRRs, maybe we're able to give you your pref. That's still good in the given market conditions. And what if everything is down, then if we're still able to give you your pref, that's a good thing in my mind and opinion. So yes, there's always risk, but I think this is a very calculative situation where you feel comfortable. Your money is in real estate. It's in an industry that's ever growing continually. If you see after COVID, the prices have gone up 40-50% in some cases, even more. And it's continuing to grow. The travel hasn't stopped. It's just booming right now. And hopefully it will continue doing the same. And if the Fed decides to, lower the interest rates, that's really good sign. And hopefully we will make a lot more money in our projections than we have. So I think we're okay there, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Hopefully that answers. Yeah. Thank you for asking that question.
Another thing, I think I want to add something in that question. So we're partner is fully vertically integrated company. Since we have construction team and management team in-house, there's so many things we can control. And that's also a good part of the things we have, the team, the experience, more than 20 years in hospitality. That's a major part. And we have two GPs on the fund who has also more than 20 years experience. Vinny G also is experienced. So we have all underwriting done with a very experienced team. That's the key on this whole, our exit strategy, our whole business plan, So, but as Craig said, there's always a risk. As a real estate, the most important part is capital protection. That's what we wanted to do for our investor, based on the value and overall plan.
Good. Another question I have is, as we go, like once the construction is complete, do you hand it over to the, let's say Hilton, one building is for the Hilton, right? They manage it, they do everything. What's the unicorn, fund is control at that time?
Yeah, great question, by the way. Actually, this is a N506C, and we're definitely going to keep an exemption of 3C5C. That's what we see, because we are a controlling partner, meaning the fund comes in, even though we don't sign the loan documents or anything else, the risk is not, we're risk averse, right? So, but we do have to have eyes on everything, and we do have to have say on everything. So even after the hotel construction is complete, even during the development period, we have a lot of control, like that we need certain things to be done in certain way. After the development period is done and the hotel is complete, when we get the possession and when we start, running the hotel, and we don't give it to Hilton, or we don't give it to Hyatt or Marriott. We have our own in-house, our partner has his own in-house management company. And that management company is not only going to be able to save costs, but run it very, very efficiently, as they are running 65 plus other hotels. So their, the bandwidth is that much stronger. Their power is that much stronger. They're very preferred, management company, even for Hilton, Marriott, and Hyatt. So we feel very confident that, we will have a lot of say in there and control in there. And should anything go the other way, we will be watching it very closely and making sure that the right steps are taken. Anyone have questions? Anything at all?
Think we did fantastic job, Craig.
Okay, I hope you guys liked the presentation today, and it was really good. Alex, again, thank you for sharing the knowledge, and thank you guys for sticking around on the call. If you have any further questions, want to know more, talk to one of us personally, or someone who invited you to this group. I know Jignesh and Robbins are not here today, but if any questions, don't feel, we're all one team. We can all answer the questions, or you can lean upon them who has invited you to answer the questions. But thank you again, and hopefully you guys can join in this journey. It's a very exciting time for us, and I would love for you guys to be a part of this. Okay. All right. With that, we conclude this. Thank you. Thank you so much.